hello there. You've just caught me reading Leadership Lessons from Star Trek The Next Generation Make It So by Wes Robert, PhD, and Bill Ross. So I'm just upskilling myself, because you never know, I might find myself in a leadership role one day. And this could be my Bible. Which brings me on to the topic for today's video, which is physical media, because I like physical media. And that's it really. There you go, that's the end of the video. Shortest video I've ever done. See you all next time. No, I'm kidding. I do like physical media, and the reason I like physical media, I'm not going to stop calling it that, is because I like owning things. I'm a very big believer in owning things. Hence all the things that you see in the background behind me. These are all things I own. And I can't really tell you how it started. No, I can tell you how it started. I bought something and I wanted to keep it. But it has got out of hand over the years, especially with DVDs, because I was an early adopter of DVD, and I haven't stopped. I've moved on to Blu-ray, but I do still occasionally pick up DVDs. I've moved on to UHD, which isn't a type of milk, that's UHT, but it's the 4K discs. I don't buy those often, admittedly. It has to be a film I particularly want, that makes me buy it. As an example, I'm probably going to buy Superman and Fantastic Four First Steps on UHD when they're not 25 quid each. But that's a conversation for an entirely other day. I'm just going to move my zip discs out of the way. I must tell you all about those one day. I got them recently for £2, that's all you need to know. I thought I'd chat about physical media because it is something I really do enjoy having, as opposed to not having. And I mean, even just after things like, the obvious thing for me is, right, I have a Kindle, I have an iPad. Both of them are old because, you know, I'm retro. In reality, I've not replaced them with newer things because they still do the job I want to do use them for. The iPad I used to use to read comics, digital comics, and magazines, digital magazines, because they take up no space. You can have dozens on it, not a problem. Same with the Kindle. I bought a Kindle a long time ago on eBay, just to see if I'd get on with it. I did. I still read it from time to time, but if I'm at home, I'll read a book because I've got the books with me. So yeah, I have a lot of books. I have things like this. This is Star Trek Next Generation Vendetta, which was it the first of the giant novels? I actually can't remember. Probably not, but probably not the first STTNG giant novel. I should know these things. I actually don't. I know it wasn't the first giant novel, but there you go. Giant novel just means it was thicker than your average book, because I mean, your average Star Trek book was about half the number of pages of this. But yeah, I have stuff like this, and in reality, I've owned this before. I've read it before. I then donated them all to charity shop before, and then bought this for £1. And that's the reason why I have so much physical media now. I buy them cheap, and I look at it and think, oh, I like the sound of that. Oh. I used to have that, £1. Yeah, go for it. It's just like daft things like so yeah, I have things like, I have seasons 1, 3 and 4 of this. They cost me £3 each, and somebody once said to me, oh, but they're on Netflix, which is true, except I haven't started watching this yet. And I'm not the type of person who's going to watch, I think there were 4 seasons of Star Trek Enterprise. I'm not the type of person who's going to watch, let's say I have all 3 seasons for £3 each. It's 12 quid, look at that maths. Stay in school, kids. So 12 quid is what, a month and a bit of Netflix subscription. I'm not going to watch all the episodes of Star Trek Enterprise in a month and a bit. And this is the other thing with this, right? It's great, don't get me wrong. Subscribing to Sky, Netflix, Disney Plus, Prime Video, although that does come part of Amazon Prime, which is an entirely different thing to me because I do use Amazon Prime delivery a lot. Paramount Plus, Apple TV, all the other streaming services. It sounds great because there's all this stuff on them. There's thousands of programs across dozens of platforms, but how many of them are you going? How many of them am I going to watch? So when I say £3 for season 1, I might watch this over a year. 1 episode every 2 weeks. And if I was to subscribe to Amazon, to Netflix and follow that strategy, it's not going to cost me £3. But yeah, so I mean that is one of the reasons why I still buy films. I will admit I do watch films on Amazon Prime from time to time. Not that often, because I have so many DVDs, Blu-rays and 4Ks. Just to show you, I don't have 4Ks. These are 2 of them. It's not the only 2 I've got. I've got more than this. It's just I can't hold them on in my hand. But that's the type of thing that I buy, you know, like big films or films that I've seen that I thoroughly enjoyed. I've got things like Rocket Man, Blade Runner 2049, which isn't a terrible film. Got the Barbie film, Labyrinth. I've got Labyrinth on DVD, Blu-ray and 4K. And I think the 4K cost me a tenner. It was one of those things that HMV do from time to time, where if you buy something, you can get something else for a discounted price. And I bought something that I wanted and thought I'll pick up Labyrinth for a tenner. When I bought Labyrinth on DVD, it cost me more than a tenner. But yeah, that I really enjoy owning physical media. I enjoy something I love about DVDs, and I get that this isn't for everyone, but it baffles me when people's response is, well, I don't, because I'm not doing this for you. I love special features. I love things like, there's a feature-length documentary on the 12 Monkeys DVD and Blu-ray and probably on the 4K that I think is absolutely fantastic. I occasionally listen to director's commentaries. I love deleted scenes. I love making ofs. I love anything, blooper reels, that type of thing. And to the point now where I've noticed that occasionally if you buy a film on one of the streaming platforms, it comes with extra features, which is great. I've seen that Marvel in particular, they'll put out, you know, like deleted scenes and making of and featurettes and what have you on YouTube, which again is great. I love that side of filmmaking as much as I love the films themselves. I love seeing how things were done. I have a vague memory of one of the Harry Potter films having a wonderful feature which showed you how they built tension into a particular sequence, and I'm absolutely sure they show you it from different angles as well, so you can see what it would look like and how it doesn't have the same impact as it does on screen if you film it slightly different ways. I may be misremembering that. I'm absolutely sure it's the scene with where Harry speaks Parseltongue for the first time. Might be wrong. But yeah, you've got stuff like that where just being able to put in the disc, have the film, look at the special features, have a product to hold as well. I had this with records recently. I was thinking about this, and I picked up a record, and I opened it up. It was a couple of quid. The disc was the vinyl was absolutely fine, so I bought it a couple of quid, and I got it home, took it out of the vinyl, took it out the sleeve. Actually looked at the inner sleeve that it comes in. And on one side it had lyrics, on the other side it had production notes, and I thought, you don't get that with Spotify or streaming services. I mean, you can find the information out if you want to go to Wikipedia as well, and it's not an inconvenience, don't get me wrong, to go to Wikipedia. That's great, knock yourself out, we all do it. I do it. I assume everybody else does because Wikipedia seems to be quite popular, but having all of that in your hand is absolutely wonderful, and you don't. I've bought albums digitally, and it's just the album. There's a couple of albums I own on MP3 because I've got them through Amazon's auto rip service, but I've got the discs as well, and the discs come with obviously the cover art and the liner notes and all that malarkey, and just having that is a big thing of owning something to me. It was the same with when I was reading comics digitally. I amassed quite a collection of comics digitally, but nothing like what you see behind me in this cropped off shot of the corner of the filming space that I use. But it got to the stage where I was thinking, I'm holding no memory of them. I remember the stories, but they don't mean anything to me. Whereas I remember the first time that I read Death of Superman, Nightfall, Kingdom Come. I remember that, reading Spawn for the first time, Harbinger, all of these things and a part of that is the physical effect of them. There was a thing years ago that said that you have more of an attachment to turning a page in your book than you do reading on the screen. And I see that. I find it a lot more difficult to retain information that I've read on a screen than I do if I'm reading it from a book. It's age. That's all that is for me. But going back to the physical media thing, yeah, I mean, there is some physical media that I have that I don't need. I don't need the Star Wars Trilogy Special Edition on VHS. I used to own this. It didn't cost me £4, I can tell you that much. This was £4. I bought it because I have a VHS player. I do. I have a VHS player. It's one of those. It's like a Matsui TV with a built-in VHS player, and I use it for retro gaming, which I do. And by retro gaming, I don't mean I have a Raspberry Pi connected to the TV with loads and loads of ROMs on it. I have, in the case of that TV, it's all SCART socket. There's the PlayStation 1, 2, original Xbox, Mega Drive, Master System all attached to it. On a splitter. I've not got all of the consoles. I'm not plugging them in and unplugging them into a single SCART socket. I bought a £2 again from a charity shop splitter, and I've got 5 different consoles plugged into it. I just press a button on the side of it and it does all its business. To do that, of course, to play games like that, I need to own the games, and I do. I have a lot of games on a lot of different formats. I've got, there we go, there's Star Wars. Don't know why I'm holding it like this. I can just do this. This is, again, 50p. I know I have that on GOG or Steam or on something, but 50p I thought for the discs and the manual. Oh, manuals. Oh, being able to read, like the backstory. Not only that, being able to, just the backstory, the setup for whatever you're meant to be doing, having a quick reference for controls instead of having to go into settings and menus. I mean, look at it, look at this. Look, thank God the manual's in there. I'd have felt stupid talking about it if it wasn't. Look at that. Right, this is the manual just in English. Look at it. This isn't a slip of paper in 27 different languages with a download code. This is, it takes you through absolutely everything. It's got charts. Who isn't a fan of charts? There are Excel enthusiasts out there who like this type of thing. I have things like, I have, games on cartridge. Look, games on cartridge. These are all games I've got more than once because I bought them in a job lot, so they've ended up on cartridge. And there's my Donald Duck game there. Is that the Lucky Down Caper? I'm sure I've got more than one copy of that as well. There's Sonic 2 on Game. I don't just have Game Gear and Game Boy games. Those, I like to say, the ones I've bought in a job lot. I've got more than one of them. I've got things like, I've got Mega Drive cartridges as well. Physical media, I absolutely love it. And yes, I do. I am aware of emulation. I am aware of ROMs. I've got an Anbernic RG35XX or whatever it is. And I do play the ROMs on that of games that I own. Because that's just the way that I am. So a lot of what you see here, and when I talk about physical media that I own, it's because I've got it cheap. For me, cheap. And some of it, like the books, some of the VHS videos I showed a moment ago, I got really, you know, I've had them before and donated them because I thought, I don't need that anymore, and then I get donator's remorse and end up picking them up years later. Or in the case of the Star Trek books, the reason that started is I saw a Star Trek book that I hadn't read but wanted to. I remember wanting 2 years ago, and I picked that up, and then it snowballed from there, which is the other thing. I'm not saying I'm a completionist, because I'm not, but there are some things where I'll see them and I'll think, ooh, that'll look nice in my collection, and I'll buy them. Filofaxes. I have dozens of Filofaxes. I have a number of Filofaxes. There's one here, look, this is... It will cost me about, I think this one cost me £1.50, and I don't need a Filofax. There's nothing in it. Why I bought this was because it's a Filofax steel A5 Filofax. I've got no need for it. And it's not the only one I've got. I've got a number of leather Filofaxes of different sizes. I just see them and I think, oh, I quite like the look of that. I should really list them on eBay. I'm sure there's a market for them. Probably me. I'll probably see it on eBay and bid on it myself. But yeah, I thought I'd just waffle, for that is my want, about physical media and my love for it, and it's not going to stop. I have been called a hoarder. I don't think I'm that bad, although if I was to turn the camera around, I'm not doing that, you would see the number of boxes I've just got stuff in, because I haven't shelved them yet. I haven't got, in fairness, I don't have space for all of the stuff I am looking at ways of managing space better, but by the same vein, I'm not in a rush. I'm happy having the things I've got, even if quite often things like this, I'm not going to watch them. I bought it because it was a few quid. I do want to watch that Star Trek though, because I didn't watch Enterprise. I also have, I think I paid 15 quid for 7 seasons of Star Trek Voyager. I think I've watched the first... I haven't watched all of Star Trek Voyager either. I'm probably going to start again on that, because I wouldn't mind watching it. I do have all seasons of Deep Space Nine, 21 quid. I have all seasons of Star Trek Next Generation. That I bought brand new, and that was when box sets, even now they are a bit expensive, but that was when complete box sets were ridiculously expensive. You know, arm and a leg money. But yeah, I'm not gonna stop. I like... there are times when I look and I think, oh my god. But there are also times when I look around and think, oh, do you know what? I fancy a horror film. Let me have a look at my multiple shelves of horror films. Oh, I haven't seen that in a while. Instead of spending 10-15 minutes scrolling through a list on Netflix or whatever, Amazon Prime Video, and thinking, oh, there's nothing to fancy there. And after 15 minutes I get bored and I watch yet another YouTube commentary video about somebody I only know because I've seen them on another YouTube commentary video. But yeah, that was it. I thought I'd just do another day of waffles, because it's been a while. It's been 3 weeks. Last one that I did was Size, Star Blazer and Celebrations. Incidentally, if you use the YouTube AI brainstorming tool, it came up with alternative videos I could do. The size of Star Blazer and why it should be celebrated. Yeah, so there is that. I will catch you all again next time. There isn't really an ending to these videos yet. Bye for now. Does that work? Oh, no, hold on. Live long and prosper. Is that a thing? That probably is, I've heard that. But yeah, we'll come back another time and I'll do another video, probably with a bit more focus next time. I have audio tips as well.